Hey Tubes, what's up? What's going on? I got something to show you here. I'm kind of working on a very spontaneous project, I suppose you could call it. You know, a lot of times when I do a project, I think about it for like months and months, and then finally I actually either get the time, the money, or whatever else it might be that I need to finally carry out the project. But this, we're looking at like 2 weeks between, not even a week probably, between me seeing this thing and me starting building one of them for myself. So let me show you what we're working on here. This is the project here. Uh, it's a little goofy. Man, he looks even goofier on camera, but I am hoping that when I'm finished, it will look a little bit less like the Sanford and Son mobile. But anyway, what the deal here is it's you know, I've been calling it a camper. Whether I'll actually do any camping in it or not is up for debate. I'm not a huge camping fan myself, but you know, I got the idea for this thing off of Craigslist. I found this truck, and I'll put some pictures in probably right about here. But it caught my eye because he had this awesome camper on it, sweet looking thing. What I really liked about it is that a lot of times these truck campers are they're obnoxious, in my opinion. That's the best word for them, because first of all, none of them, well, not none of them, but most of the time they stick out like at least a foot wider than the truck, sometimes even more than that. And I just can't stand that look, and that's why, other than the fact that I don't really do a whole lot of camping, that's why I never really even consider getting another one of these things. And then the other problem is a lot of times they're super ill proportioned to the size of the truck that they're mounted on. And even this one, the way I've got it right now, it's like it's borderline. But I think by the time I get windows on it and everything like that, I think it's going to look okay. But anyway, as you can see, I kind of got ahead of myself and got quite a bit of work done here before I ever did any filming. So I just wanted to give you guys kind of the rundown on what's going on with this thing. And from this point onwards, I'm going to actually film this thing and show you guys what I'm doing, what kind of problems I run into, and whatever else happens. We kind of got like three main priorities to get this thing not finished, but at least to the point where I could drive it down the street, drive it around, and not be worried about it. First thing is obviously getting the remaining of our side paneling on. I got to cut. This is, you know, going to be custom. That's a funny word to use for it, but it is. I got to just measure out this length here and all that, and cut two of those out, one for each side, and put one across the top, one across the bottom. Then we got to come around the back here, and the other thing we got to do is we got to finish what I've gotten done in the one corner, but I still got to do it in four other corners. Now what that is obviously we need to keep this thing attached to the truck somehow, and that involves attached to the truck relative to sliding this way, sideways, and also up and down. And so the way I've devised to do that is, of course, in four corners of the truck, you got these little stake pockets here, and they're like, this is a very rough estimate, but they're roughly 2 inches by, I think, like 1 3/4, I forget, and they're about 5 inches deep. So what I did, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get this out to show you. Yeah, I can. What I did is I cut out a board exactly to those dimensions. Then I got myself a drill, and as you can see, I made a mistake in the position here, so I might end up replacing this whole board. I'm not sure yet, but I found a bolt that runs all the way down through this board here, through that board inside the stake pocket, and then I drilled a hole in the bottom of the stake pocket. So what you got going on here is you got a board, or you got a half-inch bolt here that runs straight through everything, and then there's going to be a nut on the bottom. So that keeps you real between the board and the bolt. That keeps you real solid. I'm shaking this thing and it's not budging at all. That keeps you real solid moving anyway in this plane right here. And then also, once there's a bolt on there, it'll keep you from going up and down. So we're going to have those in all four corners. And then the last step for us here, once we get everything bolted down, squared up, is going to be to side this thing. What am I going to use for siding? Well, that's a very good question. I'm open to suggestions. It's just got to be cheap. I want to spend enough to make it so that it lasts and it doesn't fall apart in a couple weeks or have the siding blow off going down the road. But you know, I want to try and minimize the cost as much as possible for a variety of reasons, and one of them being that if any of you were interested in building one of these, one of your main goals would be to probably keep your costs down as well. So that's our goal with that, is to get something cheap on there. The only idea I had is going down to a junkyard or something and looking for like old school camper trailer type of deals from the 60s and 70s, trying to pull the siding off of one of them. As long as it's not super dented up, not a big deal for me to go ahead and paint it and then tack it on here, and that'll just get it to the point where it's waterproof. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I just wanted to do a brief, or in this case maybe not so brief, introduction to what I'm doing with this thing, and hopefully you enjoyed the style of the video in terms of just a real quick crash course introduction to this project here. And I wish I would have filmed the construction of this part, because we had a blast making that thing. You know, it's one of those things. You get people together working on something, and it doesn't even matter what you're working on. You always have a good time. So yeah, we'll keep you updated with this thing. Let me know, guys, what you guys think about it. Let me know if you think I should write Sanford and Son on the side of it, or if it's just a flat-out goof project, and I should just give up now, or what do you guys? What's the deal with that? So thank you guys for watching. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Please like the video, give me a thumbs up. And that's about all I have to say about that. All right, tubes, we'll see you in the next video.